Hey everybody, thank you for checking out another episode of Trampionship Wrestling Weekend Show. It may not be titled Weekend Show, I may be trying some clickbait this week just because the same reason that I'm throwing this up a little early, same reason this isn't edited quite as much. We had some huge news hit today. Hit while I was at work, or I would have gotten this video out even earlier. We already had a story working about possible illnesses on the Raw roster. We have now had that confirmed. WWE says that there are 3 wrestlers that have been diagnosed with a viral issue. They haven't specified meningitis, but that is what they are speculating. Other sources are speculating that it's viral meningitis. They've only named 2 people, Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Now, with those 2 both being on the show TLC, that means that there are going to be changes to the card. All that hype that they've said about, oh, Survivor Series is the one time a year where Raw superstars face SmackDown superstars. No, because that's happening at TLC. Bray Wyatt is getting replaced by AJ Styles. So now we are having a match between the 2 leaders of the Bullet Club that are members of WWE roster right now, AJ Styles and Finn Balor, facing each other at TLC. No storyline reason, it's just happening because. But the bigger story, yes, there's a bigger story than that, and if you're just waiting until now to hear it, I don't know what your life is. I should not be your source for news. I should just provide a little commentary for it. But bigger than that, because Roman Reigns is out, he is being replaced by Kurt Angle, who has not wrestled for WWE since August of 2006. That is over 11 years ago, and he is now going to wrestle with no storyline justification. Basically, just, well, we're down a guy. It was supposed to be huge. It's supposed to be the return of the Shield. We need something big to make up for that. So they're throwing in Kurt Angle coming out of retirement. Now, fortunately, with it being against The Miz as the mouthpiece for the other team, there's going to be some good way he gets some mileage out of that. You know, oh, you came out of retirement just to screw me over, whatever. The Miz will be able to work with that pretty well. But until then, because there is no more TV until then, just the kickoff show, there's really nothing going on. Our top story this week, until that happened, was going to be Keith Lee picked up the WWE Championship in a last man standing match against Matt Riddle. That pretty big deal, but that not as big a deal now. The other thing that I want to talk about WWE, they announced all of their shows for WrestleMania weekend. We went over them last week. But the TBA shows have been announced. We now know that those other 2 midnight shows, we didn't know what they were going to be, are Kaiju Big Battle and Beyond are both doing midnight shows. And I believe there was one other TBA show that wasn't a midnight show that is going to be Shimmer. Thought it would be Shine. It's not. It's Shimmer. I don't know Shimmer from Shine from Stardom. I think Stardom's Japanese. I don't know them. But yeah, those are the 3 TBA shows. Kaiju Big Battle sounds like a lot of fun. Over on the WrestleCon side, tickets went on sale for the Wrestling Revolvers, Pancakes, and Pile Drivers 2. They have not announced any on-sale dates for any more WrestleCon shows. The Evolve shows are, or I'm sorry, the WWN shows, they are going to do 2 VIP sales. The first one will be open to people who bought last year. Then the second one is going to be anybody else, but those are only for their entire block of shows. If you want to buy individual tickets, those don't go on sale for 2 weeks. WWE announced that the travel packages are going to be going on sale a week from Monday. That is what I am most excited about. That is going to be my first vacation in my adult life. Haven't really taken a real one in forever, so that lines up with my job giving me time off, so that'll work out nicely. Don't have a whole lot else to talk about except for some shows. We got some smaller shows we're going to talk about first before we cycle back up to Sunday. Saturday at noon Eastern, Ignite, a smaller company. I learned about them when High Spots tweeted that they had added them to the library. They are apparently partnered with Twitch, and they are running a show Saturday at noon. Not a whole lot of names that you might know, but Jesus Rodriguez, who was Ricardo Rodriguez in El Local on WWE and NXT, he's going to be on the card, as will be Colby Corino, and their championship match is going to be Aaron Epic defending against Martin Stone, who you probably know from NXT and the WWE UK tournament. So those are the names that you might know from that show. Their promotion for this has not mentioned Twitch at all, which is weird, even though they put out a press release a little bit ago about being partnered on Twitch. So don't know why they're not making a big deal out of that. Could just turn on Twitch at noon and not see anything. I'm warning you now, that's a possibility. Saturday night, however, on Twitch there will be Circus Mania. If you're in the Austin area, make sure you check Twitter, because they have a venue change. They found out, not quite at the last minute, but darn close to it, that they don't have a venue. They booked the show. Not the landlord, but the tenant that was renting the venue out, sub-renting, said, "Hey, you're good here." Then the landlord found out and said, "No, you're not. I'm not doing wrestling here." He apparently cut a lease for somebody doing boxing. Just not a fan of sports in his venue, apparently. So they got kicked out before they ever got there. They do have a backup, so make sure you check Twitter for that if you are going in person. But more likely you're watching on Twitch. That should not be altered. We've got some big matches on there. The World's Cutest Tag Team is going to take on Taya Valkyrie and John Morrison. Sideshow Championship, Tessa Blanchard will defend that against Dave Christ. Jake Christ is injured right now. He was supposed to have a tag team title match, but with Jake's injury they shifted things around. Now the tag championship match is going to be Extra Talented defending against Desmond Xavier, who was going to face Tessa Blanchard, and his tag team partner Zach Wentz. So they shifted those around. Team Jervis versus Team Austin. I do not have all the members of those teams yet, but we do know that Spud is going to be on Team Austin. Jervis himself is going to be on that team, as well as Super Cop Dick Justice. There's some other names. Jeff Cobb is going to take on MJF and Lance Hoyt. That's a triple threat match, not a handicap. MJF has been tearing up CZW lately, making a bigger name for himself. Lance Hoyt just came back from injury at the last show. He's now one half of the IWGP Tag Champions as one half of the Killer Elite Squad. And Jeff Cobb is just a beast who's about a year and a half away from Raw or SmackDown. I can't imagine him not getting a contract soon. He was a little green when he did a tryout, but he's ready to just get those last little bits off him and get ready for some massive impact. I mean, he's been Montanza on Lucha Underground for about 3 years now, and they protect him a lot, but he also can do a lot. He's gotten very good in the time since. Anyway, moving on. Sami Callihan is going to take on Jordan Lennox. Moving on, Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky. And the Ringmaster Championship, Shane Strickland is going to defend against the former Ringmaster Champion who lost it on a cash-in. Made a one-on-one match into a triple threat. Didn't get pinned, so this is his chance to get that win back. Brian Cage. It's going to be a hell of a show. It's free on Twitch. You don't even have to subscribe. You just have to show up to watch it. You only have to subscribe if you miss it and you want to watch it as a VOD later on. And they'll even show it for free on a stream the next day if they do what they usually do. So yeah, watch that. Powerbomb TV is going to be running their own show. I believe it's going to be through Grand Slam, but it's not promoted as a Grand Slam wrestling show. It's just in their home area of Old Fort. But this is going to be Powerbomb TV Futures. This is 5 o'clock Eastern on Sunday. John Silver versus Puma King. Jordan Grace, Thick Mama Pump, is taking on Angelus Lane. Ultramantis Black is taking on Orange Cassidy. And the tournament quarterfinals to crown Powerbomb's first independent championship. Fly Warrior is taking on, Fly Warrior is taking on Jonathan Gresham, and Joey Lynch is taking on Deshaun Pratt, and the winners will face each other in the finals. Also on Powerbomb, Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, PCW Fright Night is taking place. We don't have that big of a card. They're out of the UK. We do know that Keith Lee is going to take on the Grim Reaper, and they're teasing that we don't know who the Grim Reaper is, so maybe they got somebody big there. Chris Ridgway is taking on Dean Allmark. That is a rematch from the last PCW show. And Ashton Smith will be taking on Speedball Mike Bailey, who seems to be taking on a lot of UK bookings lately. This brings us back to TLC Sunday night. You know it. The kickoff is going to have Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox, and Drew Gulak. I mispronounced that. Drew Gulak is going to be doing another PowerPoint presentation. I'm excited for that, not so much for the PowerPoint, but I want to see who interrupts him, because Drew Gulak in a feud could be a lot of fun. He's really impressed me a lot since he joined 205, and he started with this suit and tie character he's been doing. It's not quite the same as the Right to Censor, but it's a little similar. It's different enough to be fresh. He's doing a really good job with it, and I'm looking forward to seeing him actually in some kind of substantial feud. There was something there with him with Mustafa Ali, but if they're really going to go serious with him and Akira Tozawa, which they've kind of sort of been building at, then that could be something that's a lot of fun to watch. On the actual live show, we are getting Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander versus Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. We were supposed to get the Demon versus Sister Abigail, but now we don't even know if Finn Balor is going to be in makeup, because why would he bring out the Demon for some guy he wasn't even feuding with? That's going to be the biggest question mark there as he takes on AJ Styles. The Cruiserweight Championship, Kalisto's going to defend against Enzo. I do not expect Kalisto to maintain his championship. I don't see it happening. They've really put a lot into Enzo. They had him on the last segment of Raw 3 weeks straight. He's been getting all kinds of mic time. I know that not everybody's happy with him in that role, but he's been working. And if you're working, I don't know why they wouldn't do it. Emma is going to take on the main roster debut of Asuka, which Emma doesn't stand a chance. There's no way Asuka doesn't continue her undefeated streak or start a new one, however you want to look at that. Women's Championship, Alexa is going to defend against Mickie James. I love Mickie, but I don't think that she is going to win. It'd be great if she did. I just don't see it happening. And then in the TLC match, it was going to be the Shield, but now it's Ambrose and Rollins with Kurt Angle for no storyline reason against The Miz, Sheamus, Cesaro, Braun, and Kane. Kane's there for some reason. We don't know. He came back on Monday and attacked Roman Reigns. He attacked Roman Reigns. Roman's not even in the match. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.